This is the story of an institute that has become an institution in management education. Over the last 5 decades, Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad has demonstrated its total commitment to excellence in every aspect of its function. It has been the undisputed leader in management education for 50 years. It has set standards of excellence and benchmarks that other business schools in the country aspire to achieve.
The major challenges during my period was building up a faculty that could expand these activities, which started very small, with one section of students, 60 people, right? That's all. We were interested in impacting Indian universities and our colleges to get this model of education more widespread throughout the country. So during my period, the faculty expanded to almost 80 persons. A second thing that I found, although placement had begun, many industries, enterprises would ask us, what are these boys good for? What value will they add to our enterprises? In other words, although the Harvard brand was there, still many of our enterprises and their managers were not quite convinced about the utility or the value that these people would bring. So there was a lot of promotional effort that went into the placement activities at that time. The third challenge that I was engaged in during my period was working with government institutions. As part of that effort, we created or set up what is called the Public Systems Group. The Public Systems Group was a dedicated group of faculty who, instead of spending their time only on enterprise management, said they would like to do research and work on problem solving in the public sector, government departments, issues of health, issues of education, issues of the poverty programs, and so forth. These were some of the major challenges during my period, but I would say I entered a platform which was already fairly stable, established, and it was therefore taking it to the next level.
The 80s witnessed the formation of 3 new groups: Industrial Policy Management, International Management, and Entrepreneurship. IIMA alumni had begun making a significant impact to their organizations, and the institute had become recognized as a center of management excellence around the country. The rapid development of IIMA owes much to a succession of committed directors who continued the founders' tradition of placing the institute's growth above all else.
I've been fortunate, one because of the objective of the IIM. What I have liked the most, and I always try to walk through, is the objective where it says that teaching, practicing the art and profession of management. So it's a very, very grand vision. I have been, fortunate also because I have walked through 3 chairs. I.G.Patel, whose main thrust was on academics, if I understand correctly. Then Narayan Murthy, whose emphasis has been on innovation, and then the present Vijaypal Singhania ji, who is also on innovation and particularly on sustainability of the institute. How dedicated and talented the chair have been, and similarly the board members.
We have had the good fortune of having a very high quality of faculty and a dedicated group of students, having produced some great leaders for industry both in India and abroad. In the coming years, we propose to lay much greater emphasis on research, which is needed in our country, both in the field of managerial sciences as well as other related fields. As time passes, this institute will have to become an independent institute
1991, the Indian economy faced an acute economic crisis. But the crisis was converted into an opportunity to bring about some fundamental changes in economic policy. There are areas in which certainly the research papers that have come out of the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, the research studies done by the Institute have had an impact on policy making. I think the IIMA can make a significant contribution because the management experts in the Institute have done well in improving the management practices in the business world. They have now a role, in my view, in bringing about a significant change in the management practices of the government, in improving the performance of the various programs.
There is one major area where IIMA has to walk quite a distance when you think of competition between IIMA and institutions like Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, INSEAD, or London Business School, and that is internationalization. Internationalization of students, internationalization of faculty, internationalization of research topics, and internationalization of course content. Only if IIMA is able to succeed in internationalizing these aspects, then only I believe IIMA would be successful in being counted amongst the best business schools in the world. Certainly IIMA is number one today in India.
In the 90s, the Institute began a student exchange program with other well-known business schools around the world. By now, the Institute had come to be one of the top 5 business schools in the Asia-Pacific region.